know, you're getting into bed and I brush my teeth and I spit like inky black. like
Oh my God.
Hi, girlies. Hello, Jenny.
Hi, Bria.
Hello, Claire.
Hello, Clarice.
Hi.
Y'all have no idea how long we have wanted this guest on High Girlies.
This is
The real one.
High Girly.
Well, I mean, I'm here, obviously, the community, you were getting a lot of comments calling for me to be on this.
Yeah,
so
they
this
were.
is really for the fans.
Yeah.
It is for the fans. It's for
Yeah.
all of you. We met Claire at Full Screen almost a decade ago. She's literally drinking a Coors Light.
There's no one like Claire Gallardo Spahn.
There is no one.
The reveal.
Thank you. Shout out to Coors Light.
AKA CL, AKA CL Smooth, AKA a smoothie.
I've never heard
Real.
of that.
I love it. Well, Claire is a social media corporate girly. She's a corporate director in the entertainment industry and manages a portfolio of thousands of pieces of content. I don't know how you can keep track of all that shit, but she is a high girly all at the same time. She's a boss babe and high girly all in one.
As I look at your baby face, I remember and reminisce on when you were not a high girly and
I thought you were going to say when you were not a baby.
when you were not a baby.
I don't know. You said my face.
You've
always been
face
baby
forever. I can remember when we offered you marijuana and you were like, no thanks, I don't do that. And to now be sitting on our High Girlies podcast and had just ingested edible straight up
a 10 milligram edible.
and hit the
Yes,
vape.
bitch. I said it was 10.
The doses pen. Oh, how are you feeling?
Good. Like pure bliss, one might say.
Ooh.
Ah, yes, the doses pen, the Pure Bliss doses pen. This I love so much. It's a nice subtle high.
Yes.
Pairs nicely with an edible and a Coors Light.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And a pickle.
Oh.
Shout out. Would you like
who
to
brought
shout
it
out
up.
Pickles? Yeah, I know. Unbelievable.
Shout out to Pickles.
Shout out to Grillos.
Grillos. Please sponsor us, Grillos. If you are not anti-Semitic, you will sponsor us.
Anyway.
They're so good, though. They taste like deli pickles.
Just like
They
good
are good.
garlic, good dill.
They're
As someone
good.
who has
Snap.
spent a lot of time in a deli, they are them.
She's a deli expert. Anyway, we thought it was interesting to bring Claire on because you started out so anti-weed when we first met, and now you're the type to pop 10 millis at the strip club.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm still pretty, like, judgmental, even though...
What?
I know, like...
What do
even,
you mean?
Like, okay, for example, like, on the one hand, I'm popping edibles at the strip club per what you
At
guys have
Jumbo
said.
specifically.
But then on the flip side too, I'm like hands on my hips, like, do they have to smoke outside near my, like, you know, like, I'm just
yeah.
so like,
Karen energy.
yeah. I still have like, you know, soccer mom type of vibes that I put out there.
Interesting.
But,
We're going to explore that dichotomy today. I'm very excited for the girlies to hear this one.
Me
Yeah.
too.
So let's
Yeah.
get into what's really going on.
because actually there's a lot of twists to the arc.
Oh,
There are. Let's
shocker.
talk about the arc. So how was your perception of weed growing up? How did you become the anti-weed girly?
Yeah, so I mean, I grew up in small town Michigan, West Michigan specifically, so it's like very sort of Christian, similar I think to your background of growing up in some ways.
Okay,
And
I'm
so-
catching strays in this arc. Go ahead.
And so I mean, you know, like Dare and Project Charlie and all that was very prominent in
What is
schools.
Project
I haven't heard of that
Charlie?
one.
It's Dare. It's just like
Oh.
the Midwest. It's like why we take the ACTs and the rest of the world takes the SATs. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Same kind of shit. Anyway, and
Oh, I see.
you know, so I didn't have a lot of access, but then I, you know, joined this friend group kind of late high school, and there was a little bit of going around, and I would like puff it a little, and I like nothing was going on. Like I just didn't like the taste, and I didn't even feel anything. So I just sort of didn't think about it. Then I go to Chicago and I go to art school, and it's everywhere, right? Like
Right.
everywhere. And so the first time I tried it like full out, I went home that night and I brushed my teeth and I spit black.
I remember this story.
This was like one of the first stories that Claire ever told us.
We both looked at each other and we were like, what?
It's a key part of the origins.
It is. I completely.
What do you mean? I think I know what you mean, but can you explain for those at home?
I went out to a house party of sorts, and there was a bowl being passed around and all this, and we were all just doing it. And then I proceeded to party the rest of the night. And then I went home, and you're getting into bed, and I brushed my teeth, and I spit like inky black, like.
Had you not ingested other things after you'd smoked though?
I mean, I wasn't like eating like squid ink pasta,
or like a chocolate
or
cupcake.
Charcoal. No, I don't know.
my
It was like, no, it wasn't like chocolate. It was like
Black,
like ink. Yeah.
Bizarre.
And so it like scared me. I screamed when I saw it, and I was like, "This is over." And so,
oh my god!
But also, same night, same spit.
Bria's already crying.
I know. Same night, same spit. I was like, I still didn't feel high. Like,
What?
I just kind of felt.
Well, yeah, because you smoked ash, and it just stayed in your mouth for hours.
I don't know why the fuck you spit black. There was something had to be happening with that.
Maybe you didn't smoke weed.
Did you
Maybe
check
smoked
with other
heroin or
people?
something. You spit out black tar.
And I felt nothing. Did not smoke heroin.
Did you check in with other people that you smoked with, and were you like, did you spit black?
No, I had no way to communicate.
What?
Okay, so anyway,
What year is this? You have an iPhone or a phone of some
I
sort?
didn't have a smartphone until sophomore year of college. Yeah.
She couldn't tell them that she spit black. Okay, so how did you go from spitting black to where we are today?
Okay,
No,
so
yeah.
basically,
When was the shift?
That was a one-off. I did sometimes smoke a little bit of weed in college again, but I was sort of doing it just to like kind of seem cool, because I wasn't really doing anything. I just wasn't. I don't know if it was like just shitty cheap weed and or
Probably.
how I was smoking it. I don't know. I just whatever. And so then I kind of gave up on it. It really was more like I just gave up on it. I didn't have like this huge stigma so much. It was more like, it's not doing anything for me. Why am I doing it, sort of thing. So I just kind of gave up on it. And then and I'm really focused, like hustling in college. And then I move out here and I meet my friends Sarah and Callie, who are two dear friends that you guys know. And I started hanging out a little bit at their house, and they would do this. They were into the at the time, the lemonade,
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and we used to call this licking Snoop. And what we would do is we get Dixie cups out, and Callie would like pour these like little like, it was like a blood of Christ mint. Just, like,
Oh my god.
but like literally like 2 ounce pours, and we just like sip the little Dixie cup, and it just tasted like you like licked Snoop's thigh or something. That was just like the funniest part. And it just tasted like gross and kind of like weed, Anyway, so we would do it, and then I did like supposedly 2 milligrams or whatever, according to Callie's pouring.
Measurements.
And then I felt nothing. We sat there for a couple hours. I was just like, I still don't feel anything. And so like, okay, let's do a bit more. So again, and then about an hour later, it just like sort of came over me, and I was like, oh, I really like this. So it was sort of like I got back into it through edibles.
What
It's a
did you
long
really
story short.
like about it? Just like the relaxation?
The fact that I could feel it.
Yeah.
Like I just, all this other stuff, I just felt like, I just kind of smoked like a weird cigarette and went home.
So did that give you the chutzpah, if you will, to try to smoke out of our bong?
No. So that
Okay.
was,
Because I thought that was before the lemonade or
no,
licking Snoop,
maybe it
as
was
you
all in the
call it.
same kind of era too. Because
Okay.
it started kind of right when I moved out here. So anyway, those same group of people kept trying to give me joints, and I would get into these like horrible, embarrassing coughing fits, and I just was like, I just don't like this, and I can take this edible, do nothing, feel it an hour later, and it's even better. You
Yeah.
know? Okay. So you guys were all talking about bongs at work and about this like water
Classic.
vapor. You made it sound like this ethereal experience. I laughed because of what actually ended up happening, but of this
yeah.
like, oh, it's a lot easier on your throat because it's half smoke, half vapor. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this.
I
with
don't
the
think
queen
it's
of the
half
boss.
vapor.
I don't recall saying that.
Well, but you were like, it's easier on
I
the
may
throat.
have
easier.
said that, like, when you put ice cubes in it, it is a lot nicer.
Yes, maybe that.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well,
That is true.
I'm sure I sold it,
I
did.
The only reason I say is because I was, you can take like a really hard hit on a joint. You could like burn your throat a little bit because it's too hard. You were like, and I think that maybe I was doing that, maybe I wasn't. That's why I was coughing. So then you were like, well, it's a little easier on your throat because it's just the vapor. It's not the like hot. Whatever.
I think it's easier on the throat.
I think I probably said, like, you can get, because you were like, as you're saying, you would have a joint or something and you wouldn't feel anything and you feel like you'd have to smoke a lot to get high. I was like, well, with a bong, all you really got to do is probably hit it 1 or 2 times and you'll really feel it, or
Right.
one and you will really feel it.
Yeah.
And it's nicer because it is not as harsh because has water in it. But anyway.
Well, to all the bong girlies out there, which that's great if you are, I think there's kind of like a muscle memory to it or something, like Control-Alt-Delete, like you just know your like hand placement, because we show up to Jenny's to do this and she tells me like 14 steps. Like, okay, you gotta light it, then you gotta lift it, then you gotta cover it, then you gotta go over it, then you gotta lift it again, and then you gotta suck really hard and don't stop. And like all of a sudden I'm going, oh my God. I didn't realize we were rolling up to science class. I thought we were just gonna hit the Bunsen burner and get on. Like,
Is that the first time you ever seen a bong?
you see it in movies, but I never like experienced one with all the pieces. I've never had to wash one.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going, okay, so she lights it up and gets the chamber filled, and then she's like, okay, go. And I like go to do it, and I thought I took in a lot. I absolutely did not.
Not
I
at
took
all.
in
None,
like maybe
actually.
like a whisper, like a,
Not even.
and then
The
Jenny,
cleanup crew comes in
well,
and
so
hits
then
the rest.
the top is open and smoke's dissipating, and Jenny's like looking at me, and we're like, and then she goes, I'll just do it, and grabs it and just sucks the whole bong back. And then we get to
Suck
the
it
baseball
dry.
park, and she got couch lock.
Oh, that was no.
That
You
was a different
forgot
time.
to mention that rinse and repeat step of you not doing it and me cleaning it up happened like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, and
'Cause you
that
kept-
wasn't before the Dodgers game. That was another time when I was there.
Well, we were
No,
passing
that-
it around. No, it was all the
No,
same
that was
time. It's the
Dodger
only
game.
time I've
You
done
were
a bong.
there,
Yeah.
and then you didn't go to the Dodger game.
That's where Jenny
I
went.
just went for the pregame.
Yeah, you went for the pregame.
That's when Jenny went, do you think people knew I was high? And Lizzie and I go, yes. Because we were like, hey, Jenny, help. And then she was like,
Oh.
Yeah,
and you didn't get up once from the bleachers.
No, I didn't. I was
Crazy.
paranoid. But you wanted to try to hit the bong, and you were like, let me try it again. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. And I was like, okay, we're done. We got to go. And it was a lot. But I feel like after that, you start to like get into your edible phase. So like, what was it, the licking Snoop that got you to buying edibles and like having them on the regular?
Yeah. Do you know when weed was legalized in California the way it is now, where you can just go in recreationally?
I believe like 2016.
Right. Okay, so that's the year I moved here. So, because I was gonna say, I remembered this law having just passed, or it was passing, and all this, because that was why I think I was smoking kind of bullshit in college, because it's all dealt.
You could buy it with a medical card.
Right, but I didn't have one.
Yeah.
Right. So I remember thinking, because Callie did or Sarah did or something, so they would, it's like the Costco membership. They'd go get it and we pay, right? Well, then all of a sudden it changed and I could go myself, because it was typically like just associated with a hangout with them. And so then it was like, oh, I can actually do this. And so I like walked in with my hand shaking with the license and then started getting my own things. And yeah, but then things took a turn.
What?
Okay, so
As we curl up the feet and look at the...
I started to really like grow my career a lot at Fullscreen, as you guys know and witnessed. And at the same time, I could recreationally buy weed. And I started to use it. I was doing like 20, 30 milligrams of indica a night just to fall
Jesus.
asleep.
Of
And
indica?
Yeah, and I just like
We would die.
couldn't really like sleep without it. I felt like if I didn't take it, I wasn't gonna sleep, and I'd be anxious like about how I would perform at work the next day if I didn't sleep. And it was just it's like
Like,
endless
were you
thought
waking
cycle.
up like groggy?
I mean, kind of, but but I was going to sleep like wired, you know,
from working.
Yeah.
Oh.
So now we're like, maybe 18, 19. It starts to get its worst.
You're a big wig right now at full screen.
I also wore a large hairpiece. I feel like Bria and I are on some kind of like weird mind link right now. I don't know why.
You've really tapped the mind of Bria today.
You did.
Like
you mind fucked me.
We were there. Okay,
you mind fucked me.
Yeah, so I was like, really getting high up and all that. And then I was just like, so anyway, I was using it a lot. And then I switched jobs to where I work now. When you start any new job, it's like you have nothing to do. It's like pretty, I mean, you're like onboarding, but like realistically, you don't, the stakes are low for the first month. And also too, my job was at the time significantly easier than my previous role. And I just like all of a sudden just didn't need it anymore. And Zach even told me, my husband Zach said that he noticed me like less like short fused. Like we don't really fight that much, but he, I get impatient in traffic and screaming at cars and stuff. And he's just like, I just noticed you were like less like immediately triggered with things.
Wow.
And so I went from like, going through, those like Camino tins, 2 to 4 of those a month, to like literally, I buy like 4 of them a year.
Wow. You were taking such a heavy dose.
Yeah.
I can't even think about that.
It's crazy. So are you still at that kind of regulation, or has it gone back up?
No, I would say I'm back at that. I mean, I really haven't. See, I think the maybe helpful part is that my partner does not partake in this at all because it's tied to his certifications for work, because he works in a place where he gets tested for stuff like this.
I find that very interesting.
I find it interesting too that they're still testing for that and using it against when it's legal.
Well, he would be interesting. side corner for this episode.
He would
to talk about that one issue specifically.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, because like if he didn't work there, would he smoke?
I don't know. I talked to him about it a lot. I don't think he would ever smoke. I think he would definitely do an edible. I think I could make that happen.
I think that Zach, off of an edible, watching The Golden Bachelor, is a recipe for success. I think we might need that.
Yeah.
So do you feel like it bothers him at all that you get high, or like?
It doesn't bother him. He's not like judgmental of it or anything. I think though it more is like with anything, you don't want to be sitting there drinking all the time and the person isn't drinking with you, So, I just find myself needing it less. Sometimes I'll do it if there's some sort of reason for it, like if we're traveling or I'm just interested in doing it, I will. But
are you taking weed with you like on the go during your travels?
Sometimes. I'm always afraid the men in the suits are going to take me away.
That's what I'm scared of.
But I mix them with like vitamin D gummies, so sometimes just take. I just
threw some in my bag when I went on my recent trip, and because I didn't sleep at all coming back from our honeymoon on the flight.
Yeah.
And I really wish I had some of the Camino sleep gummies, because I took them on the way there and I was knocked out. Yes. Then I was like, oh man,
I do that before long flights.
Yeah, I was like, do I feel like I need this now for long flights as I'm getting older? So I did it on the way there, and I was like, I had a good amount of sleep. And on the way back, I had the full row to myself, so I didn't take it, but I don't know. I don't want to be awake and then it messed me up for so long.
It's like you get anxious of what's going to happen after. I know. That was like the cycle I was in at work. I was just like, oh my God, what if I don't, it's the like, what if I don't sleep that's keeping me up,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We want to play a game. Do you want to play a game?
Yes.
Want to play a game? See, I hope we didn't spoil it for you, because I wanted to get your true, authentic reaction.
Maybe we can throw in some curveballs along the way.
We're going to play
for the game.
Underrated or overrated High Edition with Claire Gallardo Spahn. Are you Claire Gallardo Spahn?
Spahn.
You dropped Gallus. Oh, no middle name.
She still has a
My
middle
middle
name.
name was never Gallus. So my name's Claire Marie Spahn.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to check. I miss Gallus. But
You can call me Claire Gallus. I could care less.
To me, you're Claire Gallus, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have to really catch myself.
Do we need to start
No, no.
Let's reintroduce.
No, we're good. Okay, let's play a little game of over under. Go ahead. Give us our first one.
Okay. The way this is going to work, we're going to ask you underrated or overrated. Then we will give our opinion and then we'll discuss. Ready?
And then at the end, someone wins a pickle. From
Yes.
Rose.
Somebody wins a pickle sponsorship a la us. So we always win.
Yes.
There you go.
And you, because you're part of the fam. Okay, so underrated or overrated hotboxing.
I've never done it.
What?
So what do you think? Is it underrated or overrated?
I think
We've never
overrated.
hotboxed you?
I think the idea of being in like a weed sauna just grosses me out. Because I don't like the smell of it to begin with. I mean, who does? Seriously. It's like the smell of shrimp. We were just talking about that.
It is not like the smell
It's
of
really
shrimp.
not, but
It's not like
The
it,
smell
but
of
it's
shrimp
like
to
it.
me is like the smell of cigarettes. In that category of like,
Yeah,
I don't
not
want to
good.
smell that.
weed is
But-
like it just is there.
I just
Yeah.
pictured a little like French shrimp.
Weed is like incense to me. Like
Yes,
it's like
yes.
okay, incense is fine. I don't think it's bad, but it's not like a scent.
Some
I
are better than
crave.
others. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas like weed, some weed I smell and I'm like, ooh.
I'm still
smells
thinking
good.
about when you said that I maybe smoked heroin.
Oh yeah, that did happen. Huh?
That did happen.
Well, you say you spit out black, so
if you're spitting black,
I think I smoked
I don't know what
straight
that
up.
is.
Story too. Yeah, you just hit the ash of the butt of the whatever.
I don't know. I don't know what happened to you,
Okay,
girl.
I think hotboxing is overrated as well.
I'm gonna say it's underrated. I feel a nostalgic tie to hotboxing. Like my
Yeah.
college days were all about the hotbox.
Was it always in a guy's car?
No, it was always in my car because
always
I was
in
the
my
only
car,
one
too.
who had a car.
Weren't you worried about your parents smelling it?
They don't live here. In college?
Oh, in college.
Yeah, in college. In high school, no, I don't think I smoked
We
in the car.
hotboxed my shitty blue Jetta for sure. That was a leased car. I didn't give.
Please.
That was on the car that had the cum in the back too. So
We've heard about that on the podcast.
Yeah.
We don't need to rehash it.
yeah. So
It's nostalgic. It
R.I.P.
reminds me of, being young and just not giving a fuck and just like rolling up,
Yeah.
smoke flying out.
do I think you're gonna get high as fuck though in a hot box? It's hard.
I
It's
think
all
you will.
like discarded,
It's hard. I don't feel like I've ever gotten that high in a hot box unless I am smoking and like, just sitting in a hot
yeah,
box. I'm
no,
like-
you have to be smoking.
Well, some people are like in high school, some people would be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna sit in your car and like get high," and I'm like, "Okay." Underrated or overrated? Tesla robots.
Okay, so what are these Tesla robots?
Okay, so the reason why I wanted to like
This is
have-
Are these
Jenny's
the
edition.
like Boston ergonomics or whatever?
No, so Elon had like his own kind of like keynote event where he showcased like his new Tesla products. One was like a semi truck Tesla, something like that. One was like a Waymo version of Tesla where like it's a driverless car. You don't have to do anything, and it's more for like taxi purposes. And then he also came out with the Tesla robot. And recently, Kim Kardashian was probably gifted one and was like posing very erotically with this Tesla robot in like
That
a
sounds
series
right.
of photos. So that was bizarre. So I wanted to ask you, like, underrated or overrated?
Based on that.
Well, like the robot, you can teach the robot things. So you can like teach it to wave, to jump, like
Could it do
To
things
pose
for you?
erotically with
yeah,
you.
yeah. Pose erotically,
I don't
play
know.
rock paper scissors with it.
Elon is a disgusting disgrace. I overrated.
Overrated.
I think he does.
Agree.
It's just
Yeah, I
unbelievable.
think they're overrated, and I also feel like it's creeping on the like robots taking over the world situation. So I'm gonna have to pass on that, and I feel like it's too soon.
Did you know Elon wasn't the founder of Tesla?
Yes.
I feel like everyone
What?
knows that, and also no one knows that.
Oh, spill the tea.
he's not the founder. He bought it. He bought
From
Tesla.
two brothers, I believe.
And everybody thinks,
Oh.
he's this like genius that, discovered this new thing, and he's not.
He
He's
colonized,
Wow.
just
He
like he
bought
knows
it.
how to do best.
Right.
He colonized.
His family has a history of colonizing.
Yeah, he's South African.
So,
Checks out.
anyways, yeah. No
I'm so
offense
glad-
to South Africans. I don't know. Maybe there are some innocents
Oh,
who are girlies.
well, you know history, but I'm
No
so glad
history,
I
no
never,
self.
I'm so,
No history, no self.
right. And I'm so glad I never bought a Tesla. 'Cause I feel like I would just be driving like a pro-Trump supporter car
God,
constantly.
it's so bad. I
Yeah.
know. It's
And also,
so
no
bad.
one who drives a Tesla knows how to fucking drive. None of them know how to work them brakes.
Let me tell you, our brother-in-law, I almost threw up in the back of his car.
I get
I'm like,
I get
What
seen
the
them too.
fuck is going on in here?
Yeah.
Why are we driving like it's the end of the world? Like he's just like vroom, vroom,
Slamming
vroom,
on the
vroom,
brakes,
everywhere.
speeding up so
Terrible.
fast.
And also, Teslas have like really bad build qualities. Have you seen these like new
Yes.
Teslas coming off the belt? Like the USB drive is just like a hole. It's an empty hole.
I
There's
mean,
not even,
Yes.
like-
I test drove one because I thought I was gonna buy one, and the quality inside is like kind of shit.
Yeah.
Especially the like lower end models. I'm like, I'm not paying for this shit. But okay. Anyway, next topic: underrated or overrated. Sticking to sativa or indica?
Indica. I almost exclusively do.
Okay,
Indica.
so you think it's underrated. You like to stick to your kind.
Oh, sticking to it.
yeah.
It's rated.
It's right.
It's rated.
It's right
Why
on.
are you an indica girly?
I just love it. I just love how like calm it, like people say, oh, if I have it, I'm gonna just fall asleep. I actually don't mind it even when I'm going out, because it just makes me feel so relaxed, and so I can finally just like it's like the happiness of my relaxation fuels more energy on top of it, and I just feel like very like fun.
Do you feel any different when you smoke sativa?
I don't know. Again, I don't really smoke that much. I have maybe
Or-
smoked 12 blunts in my life, like
Blunts specifically?
joints. Wait, is it like not be? Is that like?
Blunts?
That's just
blunts
very
is like-
specific.
yeah,
Wait,
yeah, it was really specific.
Wait, why? Educate me.
Blunts is like you're smoking a joint, but it's instead of it being wrapped in paper, it's wrapped in like a cigar
Tobacco leaf.
Yeah, it's like basically
It's very rapper vibes.
yeah,
Very
like,
Snoop Dogg
you know
vibes.
what a cigarillo is? That's basically what
A Swisher.
Yeah, a Swisher.
A Black
Sweet.
and Mild.
Stop.
Can you imagine Claire just like
Just
smoking her
saying
Black and
nonsense
Mild?
12 blunts in my lifetime. Just
Okay. This tells you how little I even know about this stuff.
it's okay.
That's yes. Joints.
So okay, let me rephrase the question. You've probably smoked 12 times in your life of marijuana, whether it was
Is that what you
blunt,
mean?
a joint, a bong.
Well, does the bong have like a 4 multiplier?
Every time you hit the bong, it counts as 3.
Okay, is the math
Mind
mathing?
linking. Okay. Excluding the bong, 12 joints, including the bong. Whatever.
I've
you
had
guys.
you
A
smoke
bong is
before.
not a joint. You can
Everyone
just
is
say you
so
smoked 12
confused.
times.
That
Just say
should
you
be-
smoked 12
can
times.
I, as a high girly giveaway,
Can we
Can
give
we
away
make-
12 joints?
can we make a bong that has etched in there? A bong is not a joint.
We should
Yes.
make a bong designed
will-
that says not a joint
We
on
will
it.
bring you back on the podcast. The next episode we have with Claire, because I'm sure there will be another one.
Absolutely.
And we will have that bong ready for you to hit on the podcast.
A live
Maybe
bong.
a live bong hit.
Maybe our 420 episode.
A
dare I say.
pickleback bong hit. You take the pickle juice. You take the bong hit. You
Okay, wait, you guys have to
no,
tell
no,
you a
Claire.
story.
You take the bong hit.
That's a raw.
keep
That's
the
a pickle raw back.
You take the bong hit.
Bareback.
You
Pickle bareback.
You keep the smoke in. You take the pickle shot. After you take the shot, you blow the smoke out.
There. We are
I'm
going
getting
to.
flashbacks to the 19 steps.
A pickle bareback, baby.
Wait, okay. How about this? What if we hit a bong and the bong water is pickle juice? What would that be That's an idea.
Oh no, we could do pickle
Sponsored
juice.
by Grillos.
We could do pickle juice ice cubes, so it just gets the essence of the.
Wait, that would be an amazing Grillos sponsorship.
Yeah, Grillos.
Wow, hit us
Oh,
up. We have great
Grillos
ideas
with-
flowing.
We could have Glorillos with Glorilla.
Okay, here's my twist back to you guys. BJ Novak or BD Wong?
BD Wong.
BD Wong.
BD Wong.
Anya Taylor-Joy or Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Wow.
Wow.
The unison. I don't know.
We're united on that.
One brain.
Okay, let's do another under or over Disney adults.
Oh my God, so overrated.
Over.
Underrated.
Peter
Fuck
Pan
you.
syndrome bitches. I'm over it.
Speak
Over
on it, Claire. This is your platform.
Drag them.
Just be there. It's fine.
Beware.
Like, go to the parks. Just
Go
What
to
do
the
you
parks
mean?
once a year and just be
Pictures.
fucking normal about it like the rest of
Yeah.
us,
Oh,
okay?
like don't parade around about it.
just like go take a child there and.
What if you don't have a child to take
Oh,
there?
well, that's okay.
Then don't go, bitch. Don't go. Your days are done.
So you guys don't like nostalgia?
I do.
I do, but my nostalgia is like the OC.
Okay, well everyone has their own nostalgia.
I feel like my nostalgia it grows up with me a little bit. Like,
Do you have anything that you would like dress up as kind of from your childhood or like do something that Disney adults do for that?
I
That's a good
hate
question.
costumes.
You hate costumes?
I'm not a costume.
Why?
That's why I'm always like a disappointment when there's
Honestly, yeah.
themes. Like I
Oh.
get so much anxiety around group events that have themes and parties with themes. And then I
Why?
gotta source because nothing fits. I hate shopping
Oh.
for clothes. I feel like dumb in them when I'm in them. I don't
Oh.
know. I just never got into costumes at all.
So there's nothing that you feel from your childhood that you're like, I feel nostalgic about that to the point where I'm gonna make it my thing.
Yeah, I would wear like a t-shirt with something on it, but I'm not gonna like,
What would be that t-shirt?
oh, I don't know.
A picture of Dennis Quaid in that Christmas movie.
Whoa, okay, you're going live action?
Why not? Why the hell not?
I guess my thing is like when I was in college, I was nostalgic about my childhood. When I became a young adult, I'm like, I'm like nostalgic about my collegehood.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
like I was more into the Disney stuff when I was in college, thinking like, oh, I just want to like, be home on a snowy school day watching, Winnie the Pooh or something. But then as I grew up, you grow up it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love to take my nieces there or meet up with someone or something that's got a family, whatever. I just don't
Going
need
as
to go
an
as an
adult.
adult.
Yeah.
Like I think it's fun to do the nostalgic, like introduce something like that together.
Well, okay, good to know how you feel about Disney adults. I know some other folks in the group, like myself, would definitely disagree.
Yeah.
But agree to disagree. And when I have children, you can come to Disneyland with us.
I would love that.
You're not invited.
I am invited.
Okay. Just kidding. You're all invited.
We had fun. I have
Oh,
fun
yeah.
every time I'm there.
I enjoy going for
Yeah.
sure.
See, I think I fall in the middle range of like, I don't feel like I need a pass anymore because that feels, I don't want to say irresponsible, but like I have other shit that I got to pay for, and going to Disneyland, having a dog, like it's just, I think I respect the game. I wish I could be that, but I don't think I can do that until I have kids. And even then, like, who knows? Like as a native Angelino, I never had a pass as a kid. I wanted one, but I got one when I was in high school when I had nothing to do and I had a car. So I fall in that middle range of like, I love it so much. I just bought the Lizzie McGuire Crocs sandals. And I looked at them and I was
Jenny's
like,
gonna get that merch.
yeah,
queen.
that's the problem. That's the nostalgia I hold, and hopefully can get that gone one day. All right, underrated or overrated? Having sex while high.
Oh, underrated.
Yeah.
It's the key to happiness, everyone.
I would say it is unlocking the key to happiness. And I also find it interesting, again, because your partner cannot ingest marijuana, that you get high and he is not high.
Yeah, well, we're very different. What did you guys say? I'm like fire, water. Although scorpions do not drink
Scorpios
water.
are a water sign.
You're not a Scorpio.
Okay,
She's a Scorpio rising.
I did this whole thing.
Oh.
Basically, they read me 3 clicks deeper and found all these other signs that live within.
Yeah, you're an
the
Aries.
Horseshoe, the moon, the star.
There's
sun.
no horseshoe.
You
Those
are
are
an
just
Aries sun. I don't remember what you said your moon was.
Leo
Moon
Scorpio
and a Scorpio rising.
Very interesting.
Very strong.
Yes.
So anyway, and Zach's very easygoing, laid back, emotional, and very independent. And so
is he a Cancer?
No,
when's his birthday?
He's an Aries, main sun.
But he's a Taurus moon, isn't he?
Yeah, and he had Sagittarius somewhere.
Yeah. Emotional.
Yeah. So
Sag men are emotional.
he's just a very laid back, low stress kind of person. So I think for him, it's a lot easier to sort of be in the moment. For me, it's very hard to be in the moment. Like, I'm very tightly wound. So I think, anything that can help me relax. And then we sort of meet at the same state, if that makes any sense.
It put you on his level of chill.
Okay.
I'm very neurotic and
Interesting.
type A, and he's just very, and so then it's like, it just brings me down, and then it seems like we're more in sync.
Okay. And it does, because for me, I've unlocked the key to happiness with getting high, having sex, and using other things. And I feel like it just feels like 10 times better. Yeah. Okay.
I think you're just like, your skin and your body is a lot more sensitive and you're more relaxed. So it's just like,
Yeah, it's kind of this weird mix of
Your
like heightened
prime.
and softened.
Because you know how we were talking about that book, Come As You Are, and how you were like, I can't just like get in the mood. Like I have to like be coerced into the mood. So
I don't know if that's the right word.
or not coerced, sorry. Like
No, I know what you mean. She splits it into the 2 categories, and I
Yeah.
forget what it is. It's like reactive or something like
do
that.
you have to be like put in that mood, or is it easier to just be in the mood if you're high? Like, does that help do the job?
No, I think it's a combination of both. I gotta be high, and then I also need to like actively get there still. Just a little bit.
Underrated or overrated having a good shit?
Underrated. It's sometimes Lizzie always gets mad when I disparage Taco Bell because I'm one of these.
Oh my God.
I'm one
Where
of these
is
people.
this going?
I'm one of these people who is she says there's 2 types of people in this world. People who say they shit their pants every time they eat Taco Bell, and the people that just don't.
The don't is like the 1%.
Well,
No,
that's
it's not.
my feeling.
No, it's not.
And Lizzie's always like, get off your high horse. Like, most people don't shit when
Most
they eat Taco
people
Bell. And I
don't.
was like, I have the most like cleansing shit anytime I have Taco Bell,
I
no
don't
matter
know if
what.
I would say cleansing. Okay. That's not
like
a good shit
colon
me.
blow. Like,
If I have a Taco Bell shit, it's not a good shit.
oh, it just gets everything. It's like Roto-Rooter.
Cleans you out.
Oh, yeah.
So
Pre-colonoscopy.
because I put this on here and Bria was like, we are not talking about shit on the podcast.
There are so many times that Jenny wants to incorporate shit into the podcast. You girlies don't appreciate me enough. I have kept this woman from talking about shit so many times.
People want to know. It's
People
another
don't
topic
wanna
we should
know.
discuss so that your bowel movements are well intact. You don't understand the epidemic in this country of IBS. It's a serious problem. Younger and younger women are getting colon cancer because they don't talk about how regulatory they should be or the health of their colon.
That's fine. I just don't think that High Girlies need to be the space for that. Go on a medical show, watch Dr. Darian,
anything
talk
Jamie
to
Lee
your
Curtis
doctor.
is
Marijuana is a medical thing. It can help people.
But we are not a medical show.
Okay. Well,
We don't need to talk
I'm just
about like
saying.
everyone's.
it's important for people to know that women as young as like in their 30s and 40s are dying from colon cancer.
I agree. I just don't think we need to talk about shit on High Girlies. I don't think anyone wants to hear that. Maybe you can let us know in the comments
Yeah, let us know.
if you want to hear about Jenny's shit. And
Not just mine,
I'm not talking about my shit.
but
a
Claire,
community.
Claire's
Bria.
talking about hers. Listen,
This is likely gonna get cut.
so you think a good shit is overrated?
I think it's underrated.
See? What do you think's on 2025's bingo card?
This can, by the way, I'm constituting this as the high idea of the week unless you have another in mind.
Oh, well, I'll just tell you my idea is
Okay.
really fast is I think
Really fast.
I haven't done online dating in a long time, but I think, and this may already be a thing, but I think a good question that should be like a filter for the app is where do you get your news?
Definitely.
I think that needs to be disclosed right up front because that seems to be the issue.
The issue for people dating?
I just feel like
Incompatibility.
imagine a lot of time that could be saved. Like you spend time with this guy and then
We
you find out,
discussed
wait,
that.
fuck, he's a psycho. You know?
Yeah. Bria and I were talking about how Bria, before you got married and you were dating, you were like, one of your first questions was like, basically like, are you racist?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out, are you racist? Do you have any prejudice issues? Are you anti-woman? Like, what's the tea? I need to know that immediately because I'm not wasting my time with someone who doesn't align with my moral compass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wouldn't that just be it seems like the like, where do you get your news would be such a good filter. I would
Joe
put on
Rogan
immediately.
left.
Yeah.
The podcasts. Yeah.
Ben Shapiro left.
Yeah.
Be super easy.
Like
It's a good one.
that's the idea. And this, by the way, might be something that Hinge is already doing. I have no idea.
I don't think
don't
so.
Sponsored by Hinge.
Maybe.
I think they ask you for your political affiliation, but the conservative guys here just say that they're moderate, so they don't like scare the libs away.
We did have a idea of having an app that matched you with people who had the same views as you.
That would be good.
So it's just an app where it's you can go on and you could date someone who's a Trumper. You could date someone who's like normal.
Maybe you
Yes.
just do it like it's a lib app. It's called Lib, and it's for libs to find other libs.
Libs to get lit. Litty libs.
Ooh.
Ooh, litty libs.
Get lit with your lib.
But I think for predictions for me, I don't know what, like the old grandma with the achy bones, but I feel like there's going to be a big shakeup politically. I think something's
Like a
gonna happen.
coup?
I don't know.
Or a dictatorship.
A coup d'etat? A what?
A dictatorship.
No, I
The
mean,
fall of the
I
American
mean more
Empire?
like something that like everybody thinks something's over, but I don't think something's over.
Huh, interesting. That's
I
a
don't
good
know what.
prediction. So that's on your 2025 bingo card. We'll write in something will fall.
Just I think
There's going to
going
be a shakeup.
Yeah, it is shocking how much the country does not think like us.
I think there's
Or there's a
something to that
divide.
as well.
Like I also feel like the Democratic Party, I was listening to the Daily Show and they were talking about like identity politics and how both sides have invested in identity politics. And I just think like there was nothing that really we could all stand on together. And there is such a divide right now among many issues.
Yeah.
And it is scary to not know where the road will lead. But
Yeah, I mean, I listen a lot to the Hacks on Tap podcast with David Axelrod and Mike Murphy, and they say, whether we like it or not, today's Republican Party is now the party of the working class.
yeah.
Now that's tough for Democrats to accept because historically they're the party of the working class.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who are actively passing laws to benefit the working class.
But what it's sort of become is this like high educated, it's become seen as an elitist party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got a lot of, one of the things Axelrod said is that the Democratic Party approaches the working class like missionaries. And I was like, oh, that's so real. Like, how, let us help you, and, exploiting things. And, it's all for but it doesn't feel like they're really like in it. It feels like they've studied at Harvard and are hiring, someone to,
That's
change the oil in their
That's
car.
real.
That's what they
And-
were saying on the Daily Show too.
Right. So, I mean, it's tough.
Because you can't appeal to everybody's identity politics. I think that's
No.
I think that to your point, it's like you're trying to appeal to every POC plus women plus religions, and within that group, not everybody gets along. So trying to like appeal to the masses, where Trump and the Republican Party is just appealing to white men, they can align together and get things done. And the rest of us cannot.
Yeah. And they took in a lot that they didn't have. They won back more groups in this latest election, particularly like Hispanic men.
Yeah.
Which is
White women.
Unthinkable. I don't know how you can say you're going to deport 3 million Americans.
Because they don't think that it applies to him.
Well, I know, actually, I listened to another thing that's a little bit more, I haven't really processed it yet, but they were saying, like, there's even, like, an elitism within the immigrant community because they feel they've done it the right way, and it's not me they're deporting, but it's just like, oh my gosh.
That's why he won Miami, because Miami is typically blue, and Miami was red, which is, I think it hadn't happened since 2000 election, and the rhetoric that was being driven there when he was running and going to Miami for rallies was that he will not let people from Venezuela come here for XY reasons, and they will deport people who have legally come here. There's a lot of horrible shit that's going on in Venezuela, and a lot of the population in Miami are Cubans who left a communist country to come here. So that's kind of like, he really tapped into the rhetoric and the stereotypism there, and it worked. And that's scary.
Yeah, it is.
Anytime you can divide people, even like if you're dividing Latinos against other Latinos, like anytime you can create that division, fascism will win. Truly.
You win with having an enemy, as they say.
Absolutely.
But I will say, the United States is a behemoth of a country. It's very difficult to govern. It's very large and lots of cities and lots of things. And I just, like, it's, different when your country is like the size of the state of Texas versus the size of what the United States is. It's a lot of people to govern. And we have a lot of free speech and a lot of values we hold true here. And so I also think, fascism can win, but I don't think it can really ever win. Like, I don't know. I think we'll see what plays out here. But one thing, too, that Axelrod said is that he feels like the next 4 years, whatever happens, is almost like the chemotherapy of this, like, cancer that needs to happen. It's just like they need to fail. The people need to feel that this is the wrong thing, and there's going to be issues. There's going to be deaths as a result.
Deaths, like people losing their money, with the tariffs and shit.
Terrible. But then there's going to be this reckoning for change again, and then more of a change for it. Because the problem with what happened in the last presidency is there were less horrible, truly horrible people in power, yet there were some, but not like today. There were still some, like, normie Republicans between 16 and 20. And now it's like all the good Republicans have been, like, flushed out. And it's all these, like, crazy Marjorie Taylor Greene people in high ranking positions, people who are being accused by hordes of women for abusing them are being thrown in as AG. Like, it's insane, right? And I think people think it's going to be like his first presidency, which kind of not a lot happened, and then COVID happened, right? Like, it was
because he had people stopping him,
right? It was this endless Twitter crap, his endless crap and stuff in courts, but, like, there wasn't a lot that really happened. Right? This is gonna be, like, non-stop bad, and
it'll be a battle.
Yep.
Yeah. On that note, it's going to be an interesting year, 2025.
Very interesting.
I can't wait to continue to, in my daily life, spend time with you and cherish the memories that we build. And
we'll always have each other.
I love that all of us are still the same and still have grown and changed at the same time.
We've, like, grown and changed together. It's a beautiful thing.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Should we end on...
This is like church where you're, like, across the aisle. Like,
JonBenet, 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 JonBenet.
They needed that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Claire. God bless.
May she rest in truth.
Truth. The truth will hopefully come out soon.
Will.
Maybe that's our 2025 prediction.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
I wish.
Put that on the bingo card. High Girlies bingo card. JonBenet, Ramsey
killer
revealed.
Killer confess.
Convicted.
Ooh.
For reals.
Maybe we will get a confession. rate our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can comment on our episodes on Spotify, answer our polls, participate.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Shoot, I should have prepared something. Oh, nuts.
Brother.
Claire
I got nothing.
Spahn?
I don't do anything.
Okay.
She doesn't really posting, but
I mean, some people might want to know your wine selections.
Ooh.
Honestly, you should make a wine TikTok.
definitely.
I know. I always thought about having a Goop gift guide, but like a branded
You
mine
should.
and
I
like
love
a
that.
wine guide.
Yes,
Yes.
you should.
Claire's wine guide.
Keep an eye out for that, people.
Get me a book too.
Babyface Claire wine guide.
Yes.
All right. On that note,
Bye,
bye girlies.